Oh, Math Gad, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be learning a lot and we're going to be improving a lot our math skills. But before we continue with the video, guys, it's very useful for the channel to grow if you turn on those notifications, subscribe to the channel, and push that like button as well. So without further ado, let's begin.
Oh my God.
Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the partition of a segment and how to calculate it. And also, we're going to be looking at the midpoint between two endpoints in a segment. So let's begin. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is a midpoint, which is basically the point, in this case B, that is exactly the same distance from A and from C. So it's going to be half the distance of AC from each of the two endpoints. And then on the right here, we're going to see what we call a partition. So a partition is basically something similar to the midpoint, but in this case, it's going to be a specific distance away from one of the two endpoints. So in this, we have point B, which is between A and C as well. But in this case, we have that B is 2/3 the value of AC away from A, meaning that it is 1/3 times AC away from C. So these are the formulas. We're going to be taking a look at them really quickly. So again, the midpoint is basically you have two values, right? So 2 points, and then one point is going to have coordinates x and y. So you add the two x's and divide them by 2, and then the two values of y, you add them again and you divide them by 2. The partition is a little bit more like a long formula. So in this case, we have x1 plus the value of k times x2 minus x1, and then the y coordinate is going to be y1 plus k times y2 minus y1. Let's try making a problem so that you guys see how we use it. We're going to be taking a look at this problem, which says PQ has endpoints P minus 5, 4 and Q 7, minus 5. So what is the length of PQ? The length of PQ is going to be finding the distance between point P and point Q. So before we had collinear points that were just on a vertical axis or horizontal axis. In this case, we have values for x and y, and again for x and y, which we're going to be calling x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. That distance is going to be the square root of x2 minus x1 to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 to the power of 2. So in this case, we are going to have x2 is 7, so 7 minus, and then x1 is minus 5, so minus 5 to the power of 2 plus y2, which is minus 5, minus the value of y1, which is going to be 4, to the power of 2. So you have to remember the rules of the signs. So 7 minus minus 5 is going to be the same thing as 7 plus 5. And then minus 5 minus 4 is going to be minus 9 to the power of 2. And that is going to give us an answer of 7 plus 5 to the power of 2, that's 144. And then 9 to the power of 2 is going to be 81, meaning that we're going to have to add 144 and 81, and that's going to give us an answer of 225. Now, when we take the square root out of 225, you're going to get an answer of 15. So that means that the distance or the length of PQ is going to be 15 units. Now, let's find the midpoint of PQ. The midpoint of PQ is going to be given by the formula. So let's call P, right, and Q. And let's say the point between P and Q is going to be called X. So X is going to have coordinates x1 plus x2 divided by 2. And then the coordinate of y is going to be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So it's basically the addition, right? So x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. So x1 is going to be minus 5 plus 7 divided by 2. And then y1, which is 4, plus y2, which is minus 5, divided by 2. So the coordinates of our midpoint called x is going to be minus 5 plus 7. That is going to be 2 divided by 2. And then 4 minus 5 is going to be minus 1 divided by 2. Right? So that means that our midpoint is going to be in 1 comma minus 0.5 or minus 1/2. And that are going to be the two coordinates for x and y. Just remember, guys, using the formula is the key to solving this problem. So the length was 15, and then the coordinates of our midpoint, which we chose to call x, you can call it whatever you want, is going to be 1 comma 0.5 negative. Now let's jump to the third question, which is, what are the coordinates of the point 2/3 of the way from P to Q? So in this case, let's call that point, which is the partition, we're going to call it C. So C is going to be 2/3 of the way from P to Q. So as you recall from the formula, what we have to do is we're going to be x1 plus the value of k, which in this case is going to be 2/3, and then you're going to be subtracting the values of x. So x2 minus x1, so 7 minus 5, so 7 plus 5. And then you're going to have y1 plus 2/3, the value of the difference. So it's going to be y1 and y2 is going to be y2 minus y1, right? So the value of the partition is going to be x1, which is minus 5, plus 2/3 of 12. And then it's going to be y1, which is 4, plus 2/3 of minus 9. Meaning that the midpoint is going to be in minus 5, plus, and then 2/3 multiplied by 12 is going to be 8. And then 2/3 multiplied by minus 9 is going to be minus 6. And then plus 4. So that means our partition point is going to be having the coordinates 3 in x and minus 2 in y. And there you have it, guys. So it's basically using the formulas that you're given in order to solve the problems. So remember, guys, repeat these processes, try making these problems again. That way you master your skills in midpoints, distance, and also partition of segments. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.
Check out these other videos to improve your math skills, and make sure you click that subscribe button to make the community grow. Follow Math Gad in its social media accounts, drop a like, a comment below, and see you on the next one. Bye!